If you're broke, you need to be listening to this right now, because you're broke for a reason. And it's because you're living a lie. You need to stop lying to yourself. And so that's what we're going to talk about today in vlog 37. That's right, vlog number 37. You need to develop some mental fortitude, some mental toughness with your life. Not letting go and letting God, not holding on to what you know you should let go of. See, most people are broke because of the blueprint they're running daily. The blueprint is broke. They're broken because they keep passing up on opportunities like it's some kind of cancerous disease, and then they justify it with their bullshit story after bullshit story. It's not the right time, I'm not quite ready, I don't have the money. Really? You had the money for fast food, you had the money for the subscriptions and all the dumb shit, but not your transformation. Come on now, let's get brutally honest. You've got no fixed goals, your internal dialogue is trashed, it's filled with doubt, fear, limitation, lack. Why it's going to go wrong, why it is going wrong, and you're right, it is going wrong because of all of that. You act like a victim and you talk like one too. You're addicted to the comfort, instant gratification. Anything that's going to have you feel good in the moment, anything that keeps you busy and not productive. You see, you say that you're not prideful, but your ego is writing a check that your actions can't cash. And you argue to stay broke. Let that sink in. You're arguing and defending the fact of why you should be there, the story to validate you being there. You're defending your own destructive out of sheer pride. That's what happened to Blockbuster. So here's the truth. You're living a quiet life of desperation. You call it going through a phase. You're so far removed from the truth, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. So let's break the cycle. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, and what that grows. Right now you're focused on fear, limitation, lack, doubt, and why it won't work, why it can't work, why you can't do it, and why everything doesn't work, and all the problems. You feed the fear, you nurture the limitation. But what if you flip the script? You fix the problems, you define a compelling future for yourself, you shift your language from I can't to I must. Align with your truth, not for the comfort. There's that word comfort again, the comfort zone, it's a suffer zone, it's a misery zone, it's a lack, limitation, doubt zone. Get clear on what you want, not what you're afraid of. It's time to let go of what was and step into what is. See, you're using fear against you and not for you. It was intended for you, to use, to utilize. You want to stop being broke? Then stop thinking, speaking and moving like someone who deserves to be there, because quite right now you deserve to be there. You need to set a standard. Get around people who are rising, who will force you to rise, expect and demand you to rise to their standard, period. Otherwise you're out the group. Invest where it hurts, because the pain of staying the same is far worse. Stop shrinking and start building. You see, this is spiritual. You're betraying the truth of who you are every time you validate your smallness. And here's what hurts the most. Your future self is watching you shrink and they're ashamed. Ashamed that you chose the temporary high over permanent growth. Ashamed that you kept begging for breakthroughs while avoiding the work. Ashamed that you let your fear run your whole life while pretending that was being realistic. Listen, your kids are watching. Your purpose is watching. Your partner's watching. The people who want to see you fail are watching. God is watching you. And you're out here talking about timing. No, it's not timing, it's you. It always was you, it always has been you, and it always will be you. See, here's the line in the sand. Stay broke. Stay in your bullshit and keep defending it with pride. Otherwise you can decide, commit, and execute, and finally succeed at the life that you said that you wanted. Because the truth is, you were never meant to stay small. You were built for far more. But until you act like it, you don't deserve the life that you keep saying that you want. And I'm going to end it like this again. Expect and demand greatness. Demand of yourself the attributes and action steps of the individual that you would be proud of. That your future self demands you to be. That goal that you said that you want. Listen, for you to obtain that, you need to give up the life that you've currently got and a bit more. That means investing your time, your energy and your money towards the obtaining of that. Because if you're not willing to do any one of these or all three of these, which is what it requires, you don't deserve it. You can validate everything that you want. You can validate all that you want. But truth is that is the truth. Be great. Decide to be great. Decide to be a full expression of that. And talking about expression, if you're not expressing everything. And here's one thing, I just done a post earlier on about it. Now, it's using your heart more. And that is what you need to do. You need to use your heart, all of your heart, towards what it is that you want. Because just now that you're using your heart through everything that's external to what it is you need to be doing, you're using your heart to validate the story. You're using your heart to stay small, to stay shrunk, to validate the reason why you're there and why it's not going to work, how it could never work. That's where you're using your heart to. That's where you're using all of your energy to. And let me tell you, but that's why you feel the lack of energy, because when you lie, because that is what you're doing, because you're living a lie, when you're staying small, that is the lie. That is why you're weak. Look it up. You can research it anywhere. When you lie, you're physically weaker. So the fact that you're weak, the fact that you're saying that you're small is a lie. You're living a lie, and that's why you're weak. That's why you lack the energy. That's why you're drained. That's why you're overwhelmed. That's why you're all of those things. Quit the bullshit. Let go of what was and step into what is. Expect and demand greatness. I'm going to leave it there. I'm off.